top-tier toast that channels his earlier persona. Hi, I'm Debbie. Bad beats and tough rhymes equal an engaging EP. Sasco in a groove as he repurposes Assassin.
Hey, watch you now. Hey, follow me now.
Assassin grows up and becomes Sasco, the DJ with a well-earned reputation for not rushing his projects. Care and craft also evident on the EP follow-up to 29's Hope River. Sasco vs. Assassin, a layered tapestry of sounds with a fistful of features. Sean Paul and Chronics among them.
I mean the first that wasn't a policeman gun. The first time I see your cops, me nearly jump down.
So let's start this way. What's your big peeve at the moment? What really is guaranteed to annoy you no end?
Oh, Jano, I tell you, you go right feet. I don't know. I mean, just the looking to the end of whenever the end of this pandemic thing will be. I guess. I think it started off feeling like, oh yeah, it's just gonna be a 4 weeks, 6 weeks kind of Ebola, SARS. Flare up, and then we're going to be fine in a month and a half, and then here we are.
Boy.
Here we are indeed. Vaccines in the approval phase, but the pandemic far from over. Its effects on the music industry set to drag on. But the DJ loathed to compare how it's affected him to the devastating impact it's had on others.
I'm more thinking about collectively what it has been for a lot of people. People lose their life and people lose their loved ones and things, so I can't really think about the effects on me personally.
In terms of livelihoods in the music business, anecdotally, stuff that you know?
Entertainment and music has been one of the more adversely affected industries, and so definitely the industry will feel that for some time too. I mean, even looking forward to, let's say, next summer. A summer in Europe might not be a thing, or so it's real. At the same time, I have different avenues, but once again, I can't begin to think about me. I'm not an industry. There are so many people who, even when I can collect, still can't collect. So from caterers to, you name it, the industry. It's just stuff, and I'm looking forward to see when things can go back to close to what it was.
Remember when a curfew drop, place locked down. Yes, them find a few rifle, couple shotgun.
Sasco at the police commissioner's recent meeting with music industry personalities and media for a talk about high crime levels.
What stuck out for me was the below 1,000 murders, as if 1,000 lives is kind of like a fair game, that really struck a note there. So we need to really see every life as a life. If Black Lives Matter, then everyone does, and so we can't just write off 1,000 people and be like, well, celebrate when we're at just over 1,000 or just below.
But he said a little bit more in an interview with me after. He said that there is gang-related activity that DJs are involved with, and he's telling these guys they know about it and they need to stop it before they pull the plug.
So guess what happened now? That's another story altogether. I mean, them say every tub of it, rest on them own. So I would hope that the man can look and see what's going on and learn from it.
Because so many people are being slaughtered in Jamaica right now, should people be out there making music videos which look like shootouts?
Yeah, the truth is, I think we all have some responsibility to take for anything that we put out, be it videos, music, whatever. And I was talking to some young men the other day in Portmore, some young musicians, engineers, whatever. And I said to them, listen, if you want a Jamaica where murder is just a common thing, then go ahead and make that music. But if you don't, think about what you're doing and think about if you're contributing to the situation or helping it. Simple as that. There are measures that can be taken to, I guess, limit the exposure of that kind of content. And to ask an industry to police itself in that way, it might be a little bit ambitious.
His career started at 17, and with a name like Assassin, he's dropped his share of lyrical payload.
But one thing I decided early on was not to record them. So, you know, dub plate wise and thing, you know, you do anything, but, you know, if you look at my catalog of songs, that's, you know, that hasn't been kind of, you know, the overall message or whatever. You know, that being said, you know, freedom of expression you're going to hear immediately and things like that. So every man have to do their own thing or whatever. It's just that once again, if you want a particular result, think about what you're doing and think about if it's helping along that end or if it's not.
Well, assassins say me still I kill them.
Which brings us to Jeffrey Campbell's neatly split personalities, Assassin and Sasco.
The content might be a little bit more hardcore with Assassin and even the texture, the delivery and the speed of it. What I've learned throughout this transition is that the value of the content might be lost in the tempo, especially if the audience is not only, you know, hardcore dancehall fans. And so one of the things that I've had to do deliberately is to slow the delivery down. So a song like Banks of the Hope, for example, we put your first and second and third, watch your blessings come forth. I mean, you know, everybody can listen at that speed. And, you know, I'm still fine-tuning the difference between the two of them. And actually that was fun in exploring this EP and you know, how to represent who and where and, you know, all that.
So on this album, Sasco gets to kind of revisit his earlier incarnation. Yeah. He gets to be Assassin again, and a little bit rougher and a little bit tougher.
Yeah, as much as my current self would allow me. Yeah.
And how much is Sasco a restraining, calming influence on Assassin?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mentor, I would imagine. And so even on the song Sasco vs. Assassin, you can hear you know, Sasco giving a kind of, you know, more mature or just a different perspective, I guess, to the thinking of a younger DJ, I guess.